Today. Now, going over to the culture part of the podcast, here's Sean Strickland, the UFC champ, roasting a journalist for asking political questions. And of course, as you might say, it went viral on Twitter X, to say the least. In fact, I wrote down the statistics are within 24 hours. It got 10.5 million views and 141,000 likes when this was posted by Colin Rugg over on X Twitter. And it follows the trend of, I think, some people in sports starting to push back against the myriad of mentally vacuous questions that many journalists will ask them. Because again, if you're a sports balls enthusiast or player, or in this case, a mixed martial arts fighter, what does punching someone in the head have to do with geopolitical topics or political topics or social? In this case, some might debate what the category of, they talk about Trudeau and his ineptitudes. What does that have to do with fighting? Well, it doesn't. So he does punch back, pun not really intended. Now, again, this was originally posted by Colin Rugg, and he says, quote, "New UFC champ Sean Strickland tells Canadian journalists to go F himself after the journalist tried asking a gotcha question about the LGBT community." And he says, I was going to say, without further ado, it looks like the video was originally credited to MMA Junkie. And without further ado, I'll go ahead and play that right now. Now, of course, no one is perfect. Sean Strickland is an exceptional fighter. Unfortunately, he did not suit up. He is merely wearing a t-shirt. Nevertheless, play that video right now.
I'm glad to hear it. It's been great.
Are you Canadian?
Of course I am.
Are you part of the fucking opposition? Are you?
I don't know how to phrase that.
You got like fucking. Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask you.
Did you vote for Trudeau?
I'm not gonna say.
And let me tell you something right now. If a man says he's not gonna say, like, if you ask a motherfucker, did you vote for Biden? He's like, well, I'm not gonna say. That's none of your business. He voted for fucking Biden.
Sean,
so hey,
Sean, I'm glad you've had great experiences.
So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. The enemy of Canada.
Sure. All right. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something.
Again, what does this have to do with punching people in the head and kickboxing the side of their, I don't know what the moves are called in MMA. It's been a while since I played the Super Smash Brothers, which is perhaps the closest I've gotten. Nevertheless.
Wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay son, I would think I'd.
Oh, look, another reason I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
I had the chance to interact with a more diverse.
Are you gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that
that did happen, by the way. That was during the trucking boycott. Anyone who donated to them, they had their bank accounts frozen by the Canadian government in purely dictatorial fashion, including to them also, disarming the populace and also having no free speech. So they just get fined and jailed depending on what you say in Canada. They disguise themselves, pretending like they're so nice, so they don't realize how morally and mentally vacuous some of their leaders are.
The fact that you have no fucking backbone, and as he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts, you ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
That doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know will know what they stand for.
This guy's like that. This Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way in the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is a fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there. Asking these stupid fucking questions. Sorry, I told the UFC I was being nicer. Lance, am I still doing this? Did I cross any lines? What the fuck? I didn't say the F word. You just brought this fucking guy in here to piss me off.
So the youth in the comments, many people are saying based. And I suspect most of them will be in support of him. Again, because I think a lot of these folks are just done with these gotcha questions by the reporters, asking questions that have nothing to do with their core competency or their profession. But who knows? Perhaps I'm alone in that assessment. Let's dive in the comments and find out. So again, that got 10.5 million views and 141,000 likes. And going down the comments, one of the first ones comes from Florida Man ETH. He says, quote, every politician, celebrity, and normal person needs to take note. This is exactly how you talk to the mainstream media and anyone who doesn't care about you. Strickland really spit some fire there, unquote. Well, with the fire emoji. That got 14,000 likes. And Colin replied saying Strickland is clearly taking notes, and they has the picture of Elon Musk prolifically making waves when he told the mainstream media to go F themselves when they tried to blackmail him. They got 10,000 likes for Colin's response. Dr. Daquin says, quote, he's 100% correct. Not enough people besides myself are talking about how desperately we need a wall at the border, unquote. They got 5.8 thousand likes. Let's see here. Paul Suzupa says, quote, putting activists, journalists in their place is the only way they might learn. And if they don't learn, it's at least entertaining, unquote. They got 2.8 thousand likes. Now, realistically, I don't think they learn since many of them are thick-skulled, but it's also an incentive mechanism where, granted, we're not going to, interestingly enough, I was about to say, they're going to get a lot of accolades from the boss because they got that visceral reaction from the sports balls player. Well, I guess there's no sports balls in the MMA sports fighting player. Nevertheless, it got a viral response that got millions of people that are tuning in and viewing this footage. So I don't know if that's actually going to stop the reporters from asking it. Let me know in the comments if you think a better approach would be just say nothing at all or just say next question. Because that would be much less entertaining, though you could also argue at the same time that no one would know about it, then it wouldn't really stop it. Be an interesting different tactic. Someone by the name of Greg Reese says, quote, 2 years ago, Twitter would have banned this clip for hate speech / targeted harassment of a journalist. We're getting to the point where more and more people are rejecting the premise of leftism outright rather than pretending their Stalinist tactics are legitimate. Great to see, unquote. That got 4.5 thousand likes. Let's see here. Red Wave Press said, quote, Justin Trudeau is a dictator of Canada. I would be surprised if they still hold elections in Canada anymore. Great response by Sean, unquote. That got 1.5 thousand likes. As well as a fact check. Confirmed. He is a dictator of Canada. Perhaps even more evil than some dictators. And very interesting, suspicious resemblance to the Castro family. Spoiler alert, Trudeau's mom was a promiscuous woman with no values, and she went to Cuba multiple times to, what's a nice way of saying servicing, collaborating with the dictators in Cuba who are the most morally vacuous of all. So there is a not unsubstantiated rumor that he is actually the bastard child of a Cuban dictator. Let's see here. They actually have, so Patriot Press responded with a clip from Sean saying, keeps talking Sean. That's about 34 seconds and a different angle. So I think, let's see what he says here.
Yeah, fucking the Canadian press, man. Were you a COVID bank account stealer too? Were you on board with that?
No.
Are you left wing or right wing? Were you a Trudeau? We got one of the fucking commies with the press. We got to know where this man stands. Were you non-biased?
I think I'll ask the questions here.
Oh, he thinks he'll ask. Oh, we fucking know. Maybe I should just pass on this motherfucker. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go back and fucking give my bank account information to fucking Trudeau.
Well, it's probably a good bank account.
Yeah.
That got 1.4 thousand likes. America Memed says, quote, they are not journalists, they are activists masquerading as journalists, unquote. That got 6.4 thousand likes. And yeah, these days it's hard to argue with that statement with most of the mainstream media. Let's see here. Kyra Becker says, quote, stop being nice to liars and hacks who are trying to destroy our country. They are intellectually dishonest and have no respect for the people. They don't deserve your respect. This isn't hard, unquote. Got 1.7 thousand likes. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, this man is my hero, unquote, getting 2.9 thousand likes. Pismo says, quote, you ask me some stupid shit like that, go F yourself, unquote, getting 2.4 thousand likes. Let's see here. B.R. Cooper said, quote, "It's a shame 98% of journalists give the other 2% a bad name," unquote, getting 241 likes. Let's see. Frank says, quote, "Sean Strickland's response to a nosy journalist is epic. That's how you deal with media trying to trap you with their gotcha questions. Tired of this woke agenda being pushed everywhere, even in sports. Stick to the fights, not politics," unquote. They got 1,000 likes. Glenda says, quote, "Canada has deteriorated so rapidly due to Trudeau. He's 100% correct," unquote, getting 909 likes. And as I scroll through these topics, or comments rather, more and more. I mean, I'm not seeing a single contrarian statement or anyone trying to stick up for that reporter or anyone even critiquing him. Let's see here. So instead of the opposite, it's perhaps definitely the opposite of ratio. They're vindicated, to say the least. And it'll be interesting to see, do more sports balls players try to emulate this as you have more and more reporters getting into their personal life, asking political questions. It'll be interesting to see, but as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of January, so click that button. I really appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment and a like or even a down vote is a great way to give me some additional feedback and let me know how I can make the show better and better. Also, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.